That's it. All right, we're back. That's good.
Yes. So have you discovered any more, like, have you made any new discoveries in the last few weeks or the last couple of months?
For me, not so much. I've been mostly putting my head a lot into trading recently. As I said, the whole quantum tech, quantum realm is super. Like this week is actually pretty impressive. We had I told you, one of the quantum companies here, based Montreal based, actually acted like a crypto coin. The stock went from like 45 cents to like $1.10 in the span of like 24 hours. So it felt like a crypto. It felt like a crypto. And then there was another one, which is like an algorithm. Well, it's a company that basically built algorithms for quantum hardware. So they build algorithms to kind of like optimize like quantum processes and all that. That company jumped from like $1 to like 10 in 3 hours. It was insane. The stock
And that's just trading penny stocks.
index, yeah, basically they're sitting like almost like penny stocks. You could say like $1, right? But like it's insane how it's acting like you're basically seeing like how it's acting like a crypto coin. Like when something's like about even like yeah, it's insane. Like you can 10x like pretty much on the stock market, which is it's super nice to see. Obviously, a lot of people would not be into quantum or anything that volatile because of the high risk, and also that you have to be so like attentive to like looking at the market like 24/7. Because if you
Yeah.
miss like 3 hours and you're just sleeping, like your money just sitting there, like obviously you're gonna lose right after the hype. But other than that, like that's pretty much it. My mind's just all into trading right now, and like yeah.
So you're doing many swing trades, or just are you just keeping on just a consistent trades? Like, okay, I want to trade here. This is where I want.
You're
Yeah. So
always
put
like,
that
hey,
trade to your fund. So put the other. So basically, you keep half, you put the other half in your funding.
pretty much, and then you just go on from there. Ideally, you'd be like you also like you see like you're still winning money, but you're not. You're doing kind of like a low risk investment or mid. I would say mid risk because you're still 50/50, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
Then
pretty
it's
much
also based on the system that you have as well for the trades in the first place. Because even if it's just a human system, like you trading based on emotion, you're still gonna depends on how tinkered your system is, because either you're gonna completely lose or have a so pretty much think of it like a pendulum. So you want the odds to be stacked over this side or the odds stacked over at this side, because like the more human your trade is, the more it's stacked over towards losing, and the more systemized it's more stacked towards winning.
yeah. Obviously, you can't really attach your emotions to trading. You're gonna lose like right away. Let's say, yeah, for sure. I mean, like if you're looking at something a thing that's skyrocketing, and then there's always that FOMO feeling of
Yeah.
missing out. And then you go there and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put it in like the last second, and then boom, everything just drops like right in front of your eyes. Like that's so common, honestly. Like as like a beginner trader, you're gonna get those sometimes. Later on you'll realize, okay, you'll make the right calls, the right decisions. You'll know like when to enter.
But that's obviously like anything. Once you get the more experience at it, the better you're able to actually see and step back from it,
Pretty
and
much.
basically get more of obviously a professional view of it.
It's like start trading, make losses, and then learn from them. You consistently make the effort. Don't like back out or be afraid of, oh, okay, I just lost so much money. That's it. Like I'm not gonna trade anymore. Like no, it's not gonna happen overnight. Like you're gonna have to. It's like the saying, like to become the people who became millionaires, they lost a lot of money before that. I'm pretty sure they probably lost like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, before they reached a million. And say at a million, like, consistently and securely, right? Like
Yeah.
they then they know, they realize, okay, if I started with 10,000 or even like $500, I know what to do next because of all the mistakes they made, right?
Yeah. But also to think about that from there, I'm also just thinking that's also why people invest as well, just to make sure they can maintain and grow that income at a high percentage than even like you can technically say then earned income, but technically then earned income. It depends. Yeah, I don't know. It sort of depends on how you see it.
So yeah, like you just have to be willing to take the risk and grow with it.
Because the risk that you don't take will possibly stop you from growing and seeing the world from that opportunity that you didn't see.
Then there's also, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's just me during the week, just thinking about that. I mean, the last few weeks too. And then, yeah, beyond that, still maintaining same routine, work, gym,
So just same. How's your what's it called? Why can't I think of the name of it? You know what you do for your gym workout? I can't.
calisthenics.
Yeah, that's the one.
Calisthenics, that's still like, I'm still keeping at it. Obviously, the winter, it's a little difficult because I can't do stuff outdoors, but I
Yeah,
still like try to do things indoors, like at the gym. Like I'm still like hitting my muscle ups, and it's not the same. Like I'm not maintaining the same consistency level because of like work and everything, but it's, yeah, it's still like I'm still trying to hold on to it. Like whatever gains I made like last summer, still holding on to that. But I
yeah,
realized like one thing is with that kind of exercise is just the amount of confidence boost and like overall like positive, like what's that, like endorphins, right? Like you get like those positive mood. Yeah, dopamine, exactly. I mean, but you get it like the healthy natural dopamine, not the ones that you get from like scrolling, doom scrolling and all. But yeah, I'm saying that kind of like healthy, consistent, happiness that you get and satisfaction from hitting those like goals, like physical goals, right? Like for going to the gym or doing calisthenics and whatnot. That really like keeps you going. Like, it's amazing. Like you just, yeah. On the growth spectrum, it's like 9, 9, 10. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Like it's insane. Everything else for like
wouldn't it
going
be
to
from
the
your
gym.
ability to do it? Wouldn't it also just be just you just thinking, hey, I can do this better, or I can achieve this to the best of my abilities at the moment, while I can just continue to work on the other areas of my life and keep it as high as what they have to be at the moment as well.
What do you mean? Sorry. Like, are you saying like managing different areas of my life?
Yeah, would it be also that whole point of basically you being able to consistently keep at your calisthenics as well as like your work and then also your trading, obviously, as well as a podcast? Would you be still, as you said, you'd still be getting that high amount of dopamine? Do you still feel like you're still growing and still like achieving more and more in those areas than just
Well,
obviously
if you're
more just
doing multiple
maintaining?
things, yeah, it makes sense. If you're doing multiple, like if when I'm doing all these things at the same time, growing in each of them is gonna take longer because you're doing so many things at the same time and they're so different. But it does keep me like well-rounded. It does keep me like balanced, right? Because you still have to have like those three elements, right? Like the mental, the physical, right? And the spiritual, emotional, kind of everything has to be like worked on, right? Like to be a well balanced like human being, right? Like you can't just focus on like one or two and then forget the rest, right? Even like socializing and all that is something like you have to, yeah,
You have to try and improve as much as
you
what
have
you
to put
can.
in time. Yeah, you have to put in time in it. Even some days, like you feel like you don't even, it feels like a chore sometimes, but
Oh
you
yeah,
have to do it because you need that recharge, right? You need like change, you need a recharge, you need to, like sometimes it's also like sometimes you need like new people too, I would say.
yeah. that's definitely a big factor because I also realize the people who you hang around also very much affects how your mindset when it comes to social. If they're very like perfect example, my group from school was like was sort of like a yin and yang. We had probably me and then two, three other guys who were the more sociable, and then we had some of the other guys who are a bit more introverted, kept them more to themselves, but they're more balanced. But we try and push the introverted guys to speak more and more and more. It's just, he said, it's just that balancing aspect. And
Yeah,
like, or even like the other day, I just walked up to a shop and asked them, hey, do you guys need any marketing? If not, all good. And then I was just like, oh, cool. They got these. Okay. Yeah. I just got it. Yeah. It's just, as you said, you got to maintain and you got to keep on practicing trial and error.
yeah. You go outside, you go out there, you just meet new people. Meeting new people is something like you really have to like put in effort. Like it's not something like, it's not gonna happen like if you're just sitting at home like doom scrolling or going on apps either. Like I mean sometimes right now there's like a few apps out there now. I've noticed like this year there's new apps just to socialize. Like I don't know if you've seen like some ads on one of them is called The League and then another one I forgot. But like a lot of them are just like they don't pose as dating apps anymore. They just pose as like socializing apps. I still feel like I mean, okay, that's good because you're reaching the purpose of it, but like it's still not as natural as like going out there and just
Cold
because
approaching.
you're not. It's not the full like social experience.
Yeah, because you miss out on all the human. Basically, you can sense when they're a bit off. You can, the whole human aspect of life. It's like even here we struggle sometimes with like, well, we don't really struggle. It's just more so we don't have that same sort of connection if we've actually physically like met before.
Yeah,
Which is even though we've had probably thousands of hours, May, June, not even June,
I think it was
maybe
August.
earlier.
Right. I think it was
And then
July. July.
was it July? But no,
July. That was
yeah,
like our first time. Yeah. But
yeah.
we
So
had conversations before that.
yeah, I'm just mean from that first time when I sent you a cold DM when I was doing my high ticket sales, and then it just came
Yeah,
from,
yeah.
and then yeah, I just mean like we've got an like obviously we're mates, we've spoken to each other for thousands of hours. It's just like it's still we're close, but it's not the same as like obviously physically knowing a person or physically,
Yeah, definitely.
because that physical aspects makes so much more of a difference. It's just unreal.
Yeah, it's a different story.
Yeah,
It's like you're
completely.
starting new again. Like let's say like for me, like for example, me and you were just on this podcast, but we started this whole thing like remotely from the start. Like if I
Yeah,
meet with you in person, it feels like I'm gonna get to know you again, like from new. It's like a whole new Daniel, and it's gonna be the same for you.
100%. Yeah,
So yeah, it's a good thing too because like you kind of like it's like you're resetting the social connection, right, with someone else. You're resetting that. It's good to have, right? It's like you're learning it about the person again, right?
yeah,
So yeah, it's a change too. Like as I said, it's like it's always good to have to kind of reset socially and like find new people out there, but because you're not going to grow as much. You're not going to learn as much if you're only sticking around with the same people for like since high school, right? Like you're doing that for what, 20 years, like 10, 20 years. And then like there's not as much development going on. Like it's not as rich. The experiences aren't as rich. You're not learning new things like cultures, mindsets, languages. Like it's insane. Like you're kind of just still
you're stuck in one bubble.
exactly. You're keeping yourself. You're just boxing yourself in, right? You're not learning whatsoever. There's a book also that says like be friends with people like 5 years older than you, and like find mentors that are like 5, 10 years older, and be friends with people like 5, 10 years even younger than you, depending on where you are, right? But like 5 years,
I was going
like
to say, it'd be kind of difficult for me because I don't want to be friends with a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, okay, depending on where you are in life, like
Oh, no,
if
no,
you're like,
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, I'm just joking about my
I'm
age. I'm
talking
just
like
like,
a kind of
yeah,
like a mid-age adult, yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
pretty much, yeah, because what you're doing is you're learning from people older than you, their experiences and everything, and you get to kind of also teach and like give advice for people younger than you and seeing like how that affects them, like, and like I'm sure that you check up on them, you're like, oh yeah, I was actually right saying those things, and then later on you'll notice like it kind of helps you to like, if let's say you want to start raising like your own kids, or have your own family, you have an idea of like what to tell people, like younger people, right? And then yeah.
yeah. I think that's especially important when you said that regarding the people who watch air videos, because I've noticed like a massive trend is that a lot of the people who watch air videos are either already parents or already in that sort of stage or want to become in that stage in life, because it's like it's such an important factor, and it's just like you learn so much by having kids, and obviously that whole mentor mentee stage just is very important to have basically the mentor mentee and then you mentor someone, like as you mentioned. Yeah. I was just saying, just yeah, I've just noticed that pattern. Yeah.
Exactly. Then yeah, that's pretty much it for me. You can stop here if you want, like 20 minutes is all right. If you have
Yeah.
anything else to say.
No, we'll just stop here, and yeah, we'll just stop here.